Hi, everyone. This is Mike Ross, and you're about to go behind the palms on Doing the Dade. I'm sure most of you have thought about becoming a writer, a director, a producer, an artist, a chef, whatever it might be in a creative field. And you say, hey, I just don't have enough time to do it. And I think that's really the biggest problem. And really what's spurred me to do this full time was I was doing it part time during the COVID-19 pandemic. I had written a short novel called The Orb and the Obs. I was doing it part time at night on the weekends. And I just found it was really hard to get those creative juices going if you're just doing it part time. So I actually started doing writing full time about a year ago. I was really inspired first writing country music. I was in Nashville at the Johnny Cash Museum. I saw Johnny had written down on a piece of paper a lot of his songs, just on the paper he got from the hotel, some of his most famous songs. And I said, wow, that's amazing that someone could create art like that so fast and so quick on such rudimentary pieces of material. So I said, hey, why can't I do that? And I'll probably have close to 500 songs by the end of the year. I've also written a lot of poetry and short stories. And I actually wrote most of Doing the Dade, the first 2 seasons, in about 2 weeks time. So I feel like you just need that space. You need to sit down for 8 to 12 hours a day with no distractions and just go for it. It's really hard profession to do part-time. I really look to people like Billy Wilder, for example, as inspiration. If you look at The Apartment and Some Like It Hot, those are just genius scripts. You notice I don't curse at all in any of my scripts. I feel it's really important to have innuendo, double meanings, wordplay. I really make the audience think. Hopefully you'll be able to watch some of these videos 2 or 3 times to see some of the jokes because I put a lot of effort into them. So that's kind of the writing that I like. I really like the Coen brothers. The Big Lebowski is one of my favorite scripts that I've ever read, and obviously a great movie as well. And of course, Larry David and some of the writers on Seinfeld are really just genius. How they're able to, in the 90s, put out some really, risque material, but do it in a very clever way, in a very funny way, with a lot of physical comedy as well. So I think it's important to look to inspiration and take some bits and pieces of that from them and then apply it to your own work as well. Writing each episode is surprisingly short. The first draft, I would say it's about 5 to 6 hours. I could write about 5 pages, 6 pages an hour, maybe 30, 35 pages for a script. So I could write a whole season in a week. Really, the work here is a lot of the post-production or the pre-production before you're ready to shoot. So before you're ready to shoot, depending on weather, you can see it's a beautiful day here in South Florida, but it could be raining. Sometimes it's cold. I know it's hard to leave a few weeks over the year. Maybe we can't get an actor, or they're sick, or they're out of town. So we may have to change the shooting schedule. We're shooting a lot on the weekends as well. There could be traffic. So you have to change a lot of the dialogue a few days before. That actually takes me the most time. That could be 2, 3, 4 full days of work, going through the script multiple times, making edits, making director's notes, since I'm doing the directing and all of the camera work as well. And then a lot of it's post-production, cutting out things that worked or didn't work, and then taking what worked and then putting that into future episodes as well is really important. So it's an iterative process. You'll find that writing the actual drafts is actually fairly easy. 100% I consider myself a writer. Even though I'm a director, a producer, I'm doing script editing, film editing, I'm doing sound, I'm doing casting, all different kinds of jobs for the first season here. I consider myself a writer. And I think if you talk to most people, like Billy Wilder, or Woody Allen, or even Quentin Tarantino, let's say, most of them will probably say that they're a writer first. You really can't have a good creative work in film or TV, comedy, if you don't have good writing. I don't care how good the actors are. I don't care how good the director is, the cinematography. You're not going to have a good story if you don't have good writing. So it all starts there.